On this next lesson, we're going to work on Mercury, Venus, and Earth. So for Mercury, we're going to begin doing a smaller circle. And then, as we saw in the reference, this is going to be kind of a grayish planet. And then what I want to do is add some lines. So to do that, I'm going to go here to my pen tool, or you can press P on your keyboard. And then I'm going to make a point here, another point around here, and I'm going to click and drag to make kind of a curve. And I think something like this should work. And instead of having a fill, I want to swap them. So I have a stroke, and I want this to be lighter. So yeah, probably this color would work. But maybe we can change the color of the planet to something darker. Something like that. And then make this line to have a bigger weight. So if you don't have this corner, see this window here of stroke, you can go here to window, stroke, or Control F10. And then let's change this to probably 7. Yeah, I think 7 works okay. So we're gonna put this line here, and then while pressing Alt and Shift, sorry, just Alt, I'm going to make a copy that is around here. Then I'm gonna select both of them, and then go here to Object, Blend, Make. You can see that it made a copy between, but what I want to do is more, so I'm going to go Blend Options. And if you do that, something like this should appear. And instead of a smooth color, I'm going to change to specified steps. And I'm going to change the steps to 5 probably. I think this is probably too much, but for now we're going to leave it like that. And you can still change the weight. So maybe if we go to 5, I think that's better. So we're going to select these and cut them. And just as before, we're gonna go to drawing side and paste them in place. And now we have our planet Mercury with a little bit of texture. And now we're going to work on our eyes. So I'm gonna make an eye here. And for this planet, probably going to use the same color that I just did there, or probably I could go with a darker purple. I think this is better. I'm gonna make a copy here by pressing Alt and Shift. Then I'm going to use again the same technique that I did before, creating an ellipse, make it around there. Then I'm going to delete this anchor point, join these other two by selecting here to the connect selected endpoints, and then let's move this a little bit. The bottom, I'm going to create another ellipse this time to make a dunk. So it's going to be that one, and let's add a pink color. I'm going to align them to horizontal line center, cut this one, draw inside, paste in place, and I'm going to group the eyes and make sure that everything is aligned to the center. And now, just as before we did, I'm going to apply some roughen. So I'm going to go here to roughen, and I can see the preview, and of course this is too much, so maybe we can change the size to be around 2 probably, and the detail to be, I think 6 is okay. So something like this probably is too much, so remember you can always change this. So maybe we go to 4, that may be better, and we can always put like 1.5 or something. Yeah, maybe this is better. So here we're gonna have Mercury, and you can make it a little bit bigger, but Mercury is a small planet, so you should always consider that. Now we're going to create Venus. So we're gonna make a planet that is a little bit bigger, that it's kind of yellowish color, and then I'm going to make a line again with my pen tool, or press P on my keyboard. Make sure that I'm only having a stroke, and let's make it a lighter yellow, and then make a straight line by pressing Shift. And then let's change the weight to around, I think 8 is okay for now. And I'm going to go to here to Effect. Then I'm going to again to Distort and Transform, and I'm going to go to Zigzag. And I can see a preview. And here you can change the size, so maybe it's bigger or smaller. And in my case, I don't want it to be that big, so around 8 pixels. And then the richest first segment, probably around 5, I think, something like that. And then you can change the points to be, instead of corner, to be smooth. And yeah, I think this is okay. So I'm going to do the same that we did on the other planet. I'm going to select these ones, then I'm while pressing Shift and Alt. I'm going to move them. Then I'm going to select both of them and go here to Object, Blend, Make. But in the case of these ones, I want less steps, so I'm going to go Object, Blend, Blend Options, and change the steps to probably 3. Yeah, that's okay. And now, as we did before, Ctrl X to cut it, then select my shape, go here to Draw Inside, and Ctrl Shift P to paste in place. Now I'm going to make a face for this planet, so again, I'm going to go to my Ellipse tool, make another circle, and maybe for this one we can use a dark red, make the other eye, group the eyes, Ctrl G, and you can align them to the planet, and then with the pen tool or pressing P on your keyboard, you can make a point here, make another point around here, and then click and drag a little bit to make a line. Now I'm going to swap this because I only need the stroke, and change the color to, I think probably this one. I'm going to 4, maybe with a darker yellow, so it looks better. So yeah, probably this orange, and then I'm going to change the caps to be rounded. And now we have Venus. Then I'm going to apply the same thing that I just did with the other planet, so it's not perfect. I'm going to select the planet and go here to Effect, and then you can see that this has changed to Zigzag because it's the last effect we did. And I'm going to change again to Distort and Transform, and then go to Roughen, and then make sure that I don't have crazy values, so probably a detail like that, but go around 1.5, and then I'm going to hit OK. So that's going to be our Venus. And next we're going to work on the Earth, so I'm going to create another ellipse with the Ellipse tool, pressing L on my keyboard or selecting the tool, and this one is going to be blue because it's going to be the Earth. And then I'm going to go with my pen tool or press P on my keyboard, and I'm going to show you a technique to make the continents of the Earth. So I'm going to select the pen tool and I'm going to select a green color so we can see what I'm going to be doing, and we're going to begin roughly drawing the America continent. So I'm gonna begin making a point here, then another one here, another one here. So I live in Mexico and I know the shape of my country very well, and then of South America. So you can see how with really little points you can begin creating something that isn't going to be the same, but it's going to resemble the continent. So here on the bottom you can make another shape that kind of will look like Australia. Then here's something. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything, because it will only show that this is the Earth, but with a lot of imagination. This doesn't have to be perfect. Then I'm gonna make another part here to make it look like Europe and Africa. Then move this a little bit here, and probably rotate this a bit. And now I want to select white to make the pole. So I'm gonna go to my pen tool and make some white shapes here to make it look like the poles. And I'm gonna select everything, and then click again on while pressing Shift on the blue, cut all these pieces, select this blue shape, go here to draw inside and paste it in place. You can even rotate it a little bit so it looks better, and move the points with your direct selection tool if you don't think something is looking good. And now I'm going to make the eyes by making smaller ellipses that are going to go around there, and then another one here, and I'm going to group these ones, align them to the earth, and then let's make another huge circle, delete with whatever direct selection tool the top anchor point, join these two, and let's make this a little bit smaller. And now, as before, I'm going to select a rectangle to make the teeth, then round the corners a little bit, select white, and you can see that here I use the eyedropper, because you can also use the eyedropper tool, press I on your keyboard and then just sample a color, and I just sample the canvas because it's white. And then I'm going to make another ellipse, and if you make an ellipse and press Alt on your keyboard, you can make the ellipse, the point that you just click, the center of your ellipse. That's what I was doing. Make it this pink, align all these three shapes, and yeah, that's it. I'm going to change the color of this one to a darker red. Ctrl X, select my shape and go draw inside mode. Ctrl Shift B to paste them in place. And now we're having our earth there, and maybe this mouth is a little bit too big, so I'm gonna make it smaller, put a little bit on the top, group all of these, align them, and make sure that they're kind of in the middle there. And with that, now we have our earth. And just as before, I'm going to select this earth and go here to Effect and Roughen, and I'm going to see the preview, and I think that's okay, and I'm going to hit OK. And now we have an earth, and with this we have now 3 of the planets of the solar system. So see you on the next lesson.